I'm Wyatt Deadwood from 12 Pole Manor, and you're watching Talking Scared.
Welcome to a delayed episode of Talking Scared. Had some technical difficulties last night, and due to some scheduling that we have going on later on this week, tonight was the only night we were able to do this, and we were able to get it fixed. We got everything set up. We're gonna have Daniel on here very, very shortly. Very excited for this evening. Daniel has some amazing stories that he's going to be sharing with us tonight. Tons and tons of experience in the haunt industry. This guy has been doing this for a very, very long time. And we're going to find out all about Daniel and, more importantly, Damian Reaper this evening. Very excited to be able to dive into his mind a little bit, and we're going to have him on very shortly. But before we do that, real quick, thank you to the just absolute overwhelming. Are you done over there?
Yeah, I was trying to share. I'm sorry.
Anyways, over there messing stuff up.
I tried to do the screenshot and it turned my volume up.
Yeah. It's usually me clicking the wrong buttons. Not tonight, folks. Not tonight. But anyways, 8,992 likes as of this morning. Thank you all so much. That is 8 away from 9,000, which is where we really, really want to be. It's really where we want to be. It's where we're trying to get to. So hopefully here soon, here in the very near future, that would be cool. But anyways, that's enough of me talking, about, whatever, me, I guess. We are going to switch over here. We're going to get old Daniel on the line, and we are going to jump into this. This is going to go perfectly this time.
Hello?
What's up, Daniel? How are you?
I'm all right. How are you guys?
Good. We got you switched over to the right screen now. Everything looks all nice and pretty. We can hear each other perfectly. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So number one, welcome. Welcome to Talking Scared. Absolutely very excited to get to talk to you a little bit this evening and get to know Damian Reaper and get to know Daniel as well. But before we dive into it too much, we have a couple of traditions, a couple of things that has to happen before we can dive too far into the deep section. And that starts with our very first question. We waste no time here on Talking Scared. We get right into it. The first question is for Daniel. What was the very first thing in your life that you can remember that really first got you interested into horror?
I remember back in 1988, we had, as the young kids won't know, a VCR. And
I remember one of those old things.
Yeah. And we put in Ghostbusters, which still is my number one favorite. The librarian scene scared the crap out of me, and
I could see that for sure.
Of course, the whole movie, they had that great creepy vibe, but it had the comedy too.
Yes, it did.
To chill it down a little bit sometimes, but it felt real.
Yeah.
Even though, the effects were amazing, and like I said, it's still my number one favorite.
Very cool. Very cool. And that we always ask that question because there's never been two answers that have been anywhere close to the same. No. It's always something and it's always something unexpected. I don't know why, but in my mind, I would have never thought of Ghostbusters being that trigger for somebody to really launch them into horror and really get them interested in it. But then to hear you describe it and why it did that, it makes perfect sense. I can remember that library scene, and it was creepy. Especially as a young kid, it was very, very unsettling. So very cool. Very cool. I love it, man. We always get unique answers to that questions. And I think it's a good way to kind of peer into someone's mind a little bit. But now we have to go to tradition 2. All right. And now tradition 2 Seems to be a pretty good icebreaker. People seem to enjoy it. But you are about to enter the Battle of the Five. Now, for those that are unfamiliar, and perhaps even for you, the Battle of the Five is a very simple concept. I'm going to present you with 5 different matchups. Okay? And these 2 people will meet in the arena, and they're going to battle to the death. One person lives, one person dies. And you, my friend, will be the one judging and deciding which one you believe would be walking out of that arena. Yes. Now, I think you're really going to enjoy the first one. Round 1, I thought, Dent Schoolhouse, very, very recent history with them, right? You were 2019? Yeah. Right? You were acting with Dent Schoolhouse in 2019, right? This past year?
Yep.
All right, so very cool. So you are familiar then with Pumpkin Smasher.
Oh, yeah.
And you are familiar with Geister as well, correct?
Yes.
All right, well, I think it's time to settle this rivalry. I think it's time for Pumpkin Smasher to step into the arena mano-a-mano, one-on-one, against Geister in a fight to the death. Who would know better than you? Who you got?
Mm-hmm. Between both of them, I mean, Pumpkin Smasher has that big mallet.
He does.
And I don't know where he will put it, but I'm sure it would hurt either way.
So is that a win for Pumpkin Smasher that I'm hearing there?
I think so. I'm a little bit more familiar with him. Like I said, I came back last year, and he's dangerous with it. I think he bumped me in the head with it a few times there.
See, and that Pumpkin Smasher has such an ego as is. It's going to make that head of his even bigger, but that's fine. We're moving on to round 2. Round 2, we got a little bit of superhero versus video game action going on for you this time around.
Sure.
All right, so we're going to go with a fan favorite. He's been in a couple battles of the 5. Iron Man is going to step back into the arena, and this time he is going to be facing, well, one of the gods from Mortal Kombat, stepping into the arena to take on Iron Man in a fight to the death. Raiden versus Iron Man. Who you got?
Again, that's hard. But Iron Man is made out of iron, and Raiden is the god of lightning and thunder. And I believe Thunder would take Iron Man.
Yep.
I believe Raiden would win that battle probably quite easy and maybe a fatality.
I like it. Added the fatality at the end. I like it. Very good. All right, now I feel both of us are a little bit old school. We both remember Ghostbuster days and stuff like that. So I wanted to go with an old school round. All right, so we're going to go with the old school original movie RoboCop is going to step into the arena against the original, not none of this new shit, the original Arnold Schwarzenegger T-100 first Terminator movie, Battle to the Death. Who you got?
Ugh. Arnie versus RoboCop. I would have to say Terminator.
Yeah.
The original Arnie would eat RoboCop in his iron teeth.
Very good. Very good. All right, so we have Terminator taking the win. I like that. That's where I would have went with that one too. Definitely more determined and more ruthless than what RoboCop would be, I believe. So that's going to move us into round 4. Little weird one here. We're going to go with not necessarily the characters they play, but who the men are themselves. All right, so think of them more as not actors, but just 2 guys that are going to fight each other to the death. We have Van Diesel will be stepping into the arena against Chuck Norris in his prime. Not current day Chuck Norris in his prime, fighting Van Diesel to the death. Who you got?
Oh, I would have to go with Chuck Norris.
Awesome. I like it.
Have to.
Have to go with Chuck Norris. I like Vin Diesel. He's done a lot of cool stuff, but I can't get Chuck Norris definitely, absolutely. All right, man. That's going to bring us to the last round, and we're doing a little different round this time. We've never done this one before, but instead of some of the different ones that we do, we're going to go animal versus animal. Grizzly bear versus a Bengal tiger.
Well, I like tigers, so, they're big cats and they'll bite old Yogi in the ass. That's what would happen and go down.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, I like it. Now that we've had our few little icebreakers and gotten to know each other a little bit more, it's time to really dive into this. So, Daniel, you've acted in many, many haunts. But what I want to talk about before we jump into it too much is your very first night acting in a haunt. What was that night like? Take us back there. Tell us about it.
Well, that would have been back in 1998.
Okay.
At the Dungeon of Delhi Haunted House. It was myself, one of another great legendary actor from the Dent Schoolhouse, Andy Becker, the Creep.
Okay.
And another guy, Josh Perky, in the room. We were in a funeral parlor. I hear these girls coming in, and I hear them in the room before me, which was a headhunter room. There was a little, 8-year-old dressed up in a type of old African headhunter outfit, and I can hear him screaming. I'm laying in the casket when I could actually fit into a casket. And they had a black cloth over me, and I hear him coming in. I hear him, screaming in there. They come in. I rise up like the Undertaker when I could actually rise, and I pulled off the cloth over my face. I have my eyes rolled back on my head, and I can hear him scream and go past me and almost knock the casket over, and which did happen a few times. And thankfully Andy and Josh would usually catch it. But, unfortunately for them. But, that was the first kind of, jolt in me that there was just something that clicked, and where I knew this was going to be my life. And
very cool. And
21 years later, ups and downs, I'm still hanging in there.
Awesome, man. We like to hear that, man. Like to see that this is something you enjoy doing, and that's it's been a passion of yours and a life, just a life passion to constantly want to do this, man. And for people like us that go to these haunts, it means the world. Yeah, without people like you, these haunts don't exist. They don't really come to life, and and it's awesome to see somebody dedicate so much of their life to that craft and homing that craft. Now, Damian Reaper is who is your current partner in crime, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before Damian Reaper came around, is there a different character you look back on over all of these times that still holds kind of a special spot in your heart too? Someone that you look back on as one of your favorites as well?
Well, last year I didn't get to do, old school Damien, but, Blammo, or Kablamo is what he's called now. He's the Joker side of me.
Okay.
He, as Damien's more, dark. This one's more, out there, and I can do the laugh. And, so that side comes out through it, and, Damien's always in there.
Yeah.
But Blammo was a character, so, and I did, for Mole, I did Scar, which is an inmate, and Marianne, which I'll never do again, which is a female drag. I look like Miss Piggy. That's what I look like as a character. So, it was great to go and do that and go and experiment, after being Damien for so long to do Blammo. And I started doing Blammo in a video for Dent. And I think it was either it was Journey's one of the Journey songs that we did a music video for. I played a Blammo playing drums, which I don't play drums. I shouldn't be near drums. But it looked good on video. But yeah, he has a good special spot in there too.
Very cool. What is it like to play? So you talk about Damien being this much darker side, and Blammo is this happy side. How difficult is it to switch like that? And is there one that you prefer over the other that's maybe a little easier to pull off, or one that you maybe have a little more fun with?
I mean, Damien, I did for from '98 to 2018.
Okay.
So he's present within me. He's a lot closer to my real personality of being this larger than life, rock guy.
Okay.
That he wanted to be like Alice Cooper, where he could be whatever you wanted him to be. He can be a counselor. He can be a gravedigger. He can be a detective.
Very cool.
He can be whatever. He can change. Kablama, he's a clown. Marianne, he's human Miss Piggy. And but when I go to conventions, they call me Damien. They don't call me Dan.
Very cool.
So it says a lot to what people believe in this character and what I believe in him. Going from that darker side to Blammo, it's not too far away. I did do the laugh as Damien, but this is just another extension of what that was, and that there's like subtle differences. And is it harder? It depends how I am that night. Sometimes if I'm having a bad night, sure. Damien's easier to come out.
Yeah.
Blammo, there was a couple nights last year. I was doing it in a chair because my back is screwed up now. But they had like fake bodies up and I remember some kids trying to push them in my face. And I wanted to stick them up inward into them, but Kablamo can make fun of them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Very cool. Now, Dent Schoolhouse is one of our absolute favorite haunts. We really, really like Dent. What is it like to be a part of that team and to get to work with such an organization like that?
Well, getting to work with them twice, because I started with them in 2007, but I knew them prior because of we were doing a group thing. I was with Dungeons at the time, and I got an email from a great haunt reviewer, Randy Shadle from the House of Doom, from a guy named Bud Strauss that was, just took over the haunted house at the time, WBN Haunted House, and they were having big ideas even then. And when they were starting to, I was looking at the rooms and it was just, wow. And so, when I got to a point with Dungeons where I could only do it so long with, little younger ones.
Yeah.
It was time to step it up a notch. And, working with Bud, Chuck, and Josh, from 2007 to 2013 and returning last year, they've just gotten bigger and bigger. And to work with two great casts.
Yeah.
Then and now. This new cast is just amazing.
Absolutely.
It fired me up to get my big ass back out and do it again. I was going to retire, but a loss brought me out of it. There was a girl in 2011 or 2010 named Allie Kurtz, and she unfortunately passed away in a boat fire last September.
Sorry to hear that.
And after losing a couple other haunters that I worked with, Jason Henry and Josh Gentry, it was kind of like, and Allie and Jason and Josh would kick my ass if I retired. So
Very good.
much like everybody from Dungeons and both Dents and Maul, I could not just stop.
Awesome.
So it's for them.
Awesome, man. That's a fantastic reason to step back in and to unleash Damien on the masses. Even if it is just a few more times, to be able to unleash him that's beautiful, man. I love that. That's awesome. Now the next question is a tough one. All right, but tell us about your all-time favorite, best ever, made someone cry, pee themselves screaming back to their mommy moment. What was it?
I think it was year 2008, 2009. It gets a little bit fuzzy, but
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I was in the graveyard over at Ghent, and the gatekeepers would send in one person, the most scared person, and lock the door behind them with me there. And I remember this little 9-year-old. Unfortunately for the kid, man, because they put him in there, and I'm sitting there, I'm sure you could see my silhouette with graves all around. That poor kid tried to climb up the fence.
That's terrible.
Tried to go over the fence outside, and if I get closer, he's gonna fly up to the moon. So, I'm yelling to the front gate, "You better open the door. He's gonna climb right over the damn gate there." So that was a good one. That's probably one of my favorites. And just in 2011, I was a priest when they changed the graveyard into a playground. The girl comes up right past me. She dropped to her knees in a fetal position. So, praise the Lord and pass the paper clips.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Now you have spent some time at the USS Nightmare as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Done 6.
Have you worked the Captain's Extreme Tour night that year?
Back then, I'm not sure if they had that.
Okay.
I was only working Wednesdays for them.
Okay.
I did like a try thing. I went from Dungeons to USS Nightmare on Wednesdays to the Dance Schoolhouse in September, and I'll go from Dungeons and drive up to Dent. I don't know how in the heck I did that. I was young. But it was I love Alan and all of them over there, and it was a good experience. Those 3 Dungeons and Dent and USS Nightmare really they took Cincinnati by storm, each one of them in their own way, and it was cool, man.
Very cool. Now, talking about the USS Nightmare a little bit, and I understand they may not have had the Captain's Tour back then. Was the Rest in Peace experience something that was happening there, where they had the hands-on experience?
I don't think so. That wasn't big, I don't think, back then.
Okay. But let's talk about it for a second. So we've done the Rest in Peace experience at the USS Nightmare, which was the hands-on. Mm-hmm. And we've also done the Captain's Extreme Tour, which is super hands-on.
Yeah.
What's your feeling on stuff like that? Taking it from not just being a walk through traditional haunt, but now we're going to get physical with you and throw you around a little bit. Things are going to be a little different. What's your feeling on that style of haunt?
Well, and Dent did that last year, and I'm I'm not too comfortable doing it just because I don't know. Well, other than my back was screwed up, but it was. I think it depends on the actor. I mean, if an actor, can, do it safely where the customer's safe, they're safe, there's no fighting or whatever, that's cool. But I'll do it traditional way, theater way. I mean, I can move a person, I can make a person go in a fetal position.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
my voice.
Absolutely.
To me, do they need touch? I don't think it needs to, but if it takes them to a different experience, and if it's a good life on the end, that's great. If they're paying good money, the owners will love that. Is paying good money for it.
Yeah,
it doesn't
absolutely.
matter what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Now, let's say that the back issues didn't exist. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. Would you try a hunt like that yourself as a patron, or is that just something that that's not for me, I'm very traditional, or is it something that maybe just to try it once?
I've walked into them and some of them before, and it's fine. But if I like good acting, throw me around. I did wrestling one time in 2013. I got my ass kicked down at Fear Fair. That Igor and Jeeper Creepers down there. That was my last year for Denton. Got into a wrestling ring, and so for me, it's like, it's cool, but give me some acting.
Very cool.
Give me a big show. I got into Alice Cooper, and I love the Big Show. That's one of the big influences in my why I wanted to be an entertainer. I can beat them up in the room and on screen, but beating up the customers can lead into bigger problems. They could try to sue.
It's very true.
Depending on what happens, and, it's just better to not put yourself in that situation, I think.
Okay. Now, I am going to have to ask you to back right back up to 2013. You're not just going to lightly talk about I was a wrestler for a year and think we're not going to touch on that for a minute. Wrestling for a year? Go. Let's talk about it.
It was just for one night. It was some type of event Ohio Valley Haunts did with Fear Fair. It was some type of, there was a wrestling ring that was there. They said, you want to get into and fight, some of our actors? I said, sure, didn't think nothing about it, and went down there. Oh, you're going to wrestle. So, all right, I know I don't have training, but,
sure.
I watched it on TV. Undertaker's my hero.
That's awesome. I love it.
Lord Moses. They kicked my ass pretty good, but it was planned.
Yeah.
They came up to me there. They said, we're at the home base. Can we defeat you? So I said, sure. So I was fighting Igor. Zach Thompson, I think his name was. And, Jeepers Creepers came in behind me and, blindsided me. And I wish we had video of it.
Yeah, I do too.
There's one picture of it. But yeah, I did it. I was very worn down after it. I love wrestling, and I think, great performers that do it, they're putting everything all into it.
Absolutely.
I gave it my all, and I have rested in damnation that day. So, representing that, doing that was cool. It was my last year with them until I rejoined with them in 2019. But, what a way to close out that era.
Yeah.
Was getting into a ring.
Absolutely. And we're big wrestling fans. One of the coolest moments that we have had since we started doing Haunted Honeymooners, it was very unexpected, too. We went to
PWP Love.
Yeah, we went to Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh,
we were doing one of the extreme immersive haunts out there in the middle of the summer, and the Comic-Con for Omaha just happened to be in town. We needed something to do to kill the day while we were waiting to go to our hunt. So we were like, well, let's go. And so we're going there, and we were just kind of doing our thing, and we saw this big wrestling ring, and we're like, all right. Watched a match or two, and said, okay, all right, this is cool. And I just ended up talking to the people that were running it for a second and asked them if it'd be all right if we recorded. And they were very generous and said, hey, just don't get hit in the head with a ladder. Record whatever you want, and you can guys be ringside and do whatever you want. So we got to do that and do this. Yeah, do this live commentary with it. And then ended up.
The ring girls that was going around with the camera said that you asked if you worked there.
Yeah. And then at the end of it, what was even cooler about it, so they have this big ladder match at the end of it. And the guy that wins it, we do this little interview with him at the end of it. And then find out a month later, he's a haunt actor. And something like that.
Digger.
No,
No,
you're
Greg
thinking.
Digger said he knew him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
I'm sorry.
So we find out about a month later this guy's a haunt actor. And we end up talking to him and having him on Talking Scared. And he's Scab the Clown. He's with Scurry Face. He's Con Artiste with PWP. So it's just cool how all that stuff kind of comes back around. And, and different people that you get to meet through this. Now, I do have to ask you, the roll in the eyes in the back of the head, is that just something you've always been able to do? Did you have to teach yourself how to do that?
Can't do it.
I think I was maybe 8 or 9 when I started doing it. I was watching, of course, The Undertaker, and started practicing, and I would do that on the school bus and scare the heck out of everybody.
Absolutely, I'm sure.
And, so, a little bit of that, and, I wanted to be, originally I wanted to be in music. That's how, the entertainment feeling started was I wanted to be Kiss. I wanted to be Alice Cooper. I wanted to be those guys.
Very cool.
But haunting was right around the corner, so it was just kind of like another way to do it. So when I would roll back my eyes, something just felt good.
Very cool. Very cool. So, last wrestling question. I have to ask it because you've mentioned him a few times now. What's your favorite Undertaker match? I have now. So many. I have mine, and I'm not an Undertaker fan, but I do have my favorite Undertaker match.
See, him and Kane at WrestleMania, the first one, just had this huge build-up of who Kane was, and the brothers fighting Paul Bearer. Oh yes, talking about Kane coming in and him being alive, it just that build up and an honorable mention to him and Mankind in the Boiler Room. I mean, that was the time I really got into it. And,
that was a crazy match.
It just horror. It was like watching Freddy and Jason fight. It was just awesome.
Yeah. So I'll share my favorite Taker match, and again, I wasn't ever a big Taker fan. But one wrestler that I did like, and to this day is still, he doesn't wrestle anymore, but to this day is still one of my favorites, Edge. I thought he was a phenomenal performer. And he had a Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker that I thought is still to this day is the best Hell in a Cell match I've ever seen. And I mean, and the match ends with, Edge getting chokeslammed through the ring and supposedly into hell as the flames shoot up through the mat. And it was just phenomenal. And I wasn't ever the biggest Taker fan, but I had a lot of respect for what he did for the industry and who he was. So that's very cool, man. I love that you're into wrestling and stuff like that. That's awesome. Oh, no, I was afraid of that because it froze up for a second. We're going to see if we can fix this. Hold on 1 second. See how quickly we can hopefully fix this, though? That'd be so awesome.
It hasn't frozen in mine yet.
Don't worry, you'll catch it. I always forget that she's on that lag. Oh no, don't do this, Facebook. You've been so good today. We're going to go back here while we wait. See if we can get this fixed. Says he's unreachable now. I hope he didn't just lose service or something like that. I know. That'd be such a bummer. We had just got done talking about Undertaker. We were getting into the meat of things.
I know.
Ah.
Love me some Taker.
Ah. So frustrating, guys. Sometimes. Thank you all as you bear with us as we try to right this ship here. See if we can get young Daniel back with us. Damien back with us. Still says unreachable. That is very disappointing. He was talking about having to build up his Wi-Fi and stuff like that, and I'm afraid it may have gave out on our friend. We are going to try this one more time here, and I know you guys can't see what's going on because we're super technical now, and I can hide that stuff from you. It's cool, right? You don't have to watch us fidget with everything. You just have to listen to the clicks of the mouse every once in a while. You trying to message him?
Attempting it. It says he's connected.
I mean, we were pushing our luck with Facebook there. I mean, that was like a 40-minute call.
I know, we don't ever do Facebook either.
Yeah.
That's the reason we don't do Facebook. But
Unreachable. Oh, that's so disappointing.
this is also the reason why, we went to OBS and OBS let us down this time.
Yeah, hold on. We're going to see if we can try one more thing here. One more thing.
Excel Messenger.
I am. I got all the way out of it. We're going to try and re-log into Facebook here real quick. Try and get him back on that messenger call. No promises on this, but we are going.
You know how to move all that crap when you get him back?
Yeah. Well, no, but still.
Okay.
We'll see. All right. Give us just a few minutes here, folks. We're going to try this one more time. Fresh line. Fresh everything. Oh, it acted like it was going to try for a second, and then it said no. Still trying. Cross your fingers, everybody. This is always the really awkward part for me, too. I'm never really sure what to do. Like, should I play with my hands? Should I, start to sing? I could put on a little skit. All right, unreachable. Daggone it.
You go straight old school with it and go Jeopardy.
Well, folks, I apologize. Apparently, Lilith has decided that we are fucking done talking to Daniel. God damn her. Stupid, stupid bitch. She upsets me so. Anyways, that was unnecessary. I probably went too far with that. And I love you, Lilith. I really do.
We have a cat named Lilith.
We do have a cat named Lilith.
We do
It's
love
very
that
true.
cat.
It's very true. But that was Daniel. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to bring him back on tonight. We're having some difficulty there, and that's such a damn shame. 21-year haunt actor veteran with the Dent Schoolhouse last year. I was about to ask him what he was going to do for 2020. But we don't know, and we'll have to find out later, I guess. So apologies to Daniel. Hopefully that wasn't on our end. I don't think it was, but you never know. You never know. It was going so well. It's going so well. Anyways, thank you all, as always, for tuning in, bearing with our little blah that this past 2 nights has been. It had just been going too damn well with OBS. It had just been going too damn well. But anyways, we're moving on. Next Monday. It's going to be good. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. Shut the front door. Wait.
Answer that shit.
I'm answering it. Hold on. I accept.
Do you really?
Yes. Welcome back. No, just leave it
I'm
the
not
other way.
down here, so.
Just leave it the other way because you're sideways now. It's okay. Just flip it back around. That way
All right.
you're not sideways no more.
Well, you can end the call and restart it.
Flip it back this way.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. That'll work. All right, man. Well, welcome back. And it's good. You'll see it here in just a second, producer. Relax. It's all good. But
I'll get antsy. I'm on a 40-second delay.
yeah, she does. She gets antsy. That was such good timing. We were literally about to sign off and say, "Man, sorry," and bam, you called like a demon rising from the grave. So we had just finished discussing Undertaker.
Yes.
Now, as a patron, what's one of your favorite haunts to go visit?
Oh, I've been in many. Of course, my hometown, home family, Dent Schoolhouse. I've always liked walking through when I wasn't with them. Going upstate, I liked Backwood Odysseys. I liked a lot. I think they're still a charity haunt, but they should be pro.
Very cool.
I'm trying to remember. Dark View was a good one. 100 Acres Manor was cool.
I've heard a lot of good things about them.
Anyone that I go to is awesome.
Very cool.
It's just getting to go out and see them.
Yeah.
I'm always working, so.
Yeah.
But now
it does make it
only
tough.
2 nights a week now.
I always forget sometimes when I ask that question that 9 out of 10 times I'm asking it to somebody that works in haunts almost every single night that they're open. And they're like, well, I get to go to like one every once in a while.
I know, but those are the people that ask because if you can only pick one, which
Yeah.
they can only do.
Yeah, I know. All right, so with all the haunts that you've worked at over all these years, have you ever had an experience that you would call maybe a little on the lines of paranormal or something that happened inside of a haunt that creeped you out as Damien Reaper or anything like that?
Well, when I first started with Dungeon at Delhi, I was not a brave soul of any sort. A year before I started, I went through dungeons, and with 2 guys, Steve Harmon and Gary Horn. I was about 15, 16 at the time, and the electric chair scared the hell out of me. And for whatever reason, and I don't do drugs or anything, but for some reason I saw the electric chair and saw my own face in it.
Wow.
So,
wow.
And I looked at it later. It looks nothing like me. It's bald, and I have all this hair. At the time, a mullet. It just something freaked me out so much. They had to actually drag me out of the haunt.
Wow.
So, it took me a couple of years to look at the thing in the face, and
that's something else.
But after a while, it just all becomes so numb. Anything that freaks you out, and it just those early years, and I mean, I still get a little antsy, if a prop pops out, or they have those hologram deals now, and but nothing that anything where I had to get taken out or anything. It's just, good acting to me. If you can sell it, that's what I look for, but. Actually something that actually scares me or makes me feel unnerved. Kind of, the customers make me feel more nervous than anything. Getting hit, kicked, punched, slapped, any of that stuff. And, in this case, moving me around, with the bad back issues, that more scares me now than anything within the haunt. So,
All right, so, where can we expect to see Damien Reaper in 2020? We got another round in us?
I believe. Well, I'll be with Dent all the way till the end now.
Very cool. Very cool.
So I'll be. I don't know if it'll be the original Damien character, but Damien Reaper, the actor, or Dan Ruan, will always be at Dent. That's where home is.
Awesome. love to
Big
hear
Dungeons is home. I had to give a shout out to my gypsy family that tours Mall. Whatever ups and downs we've had with each other, any of us, we still love each other. And, it's just one of those deals where, this is where the road has taken me. Dent, always treated me well, and always were great friends, even when I was gone. So,
Awesome.
this is where I'm at. That cast is excellent. Come and see them. I'm only a penny to the $100 million bill. You'll see the old fart that looks like meatloaf somewhere around in there.
Dent Schoolhouse is absolutely one of our favorite haunts. We know a lot of the people inside that building. Have had the pleasure of working with a lot of the people inside of that building, doing various things with them. We're actually talking to one of them right now about something that we're really hoping will be big for both of us. Coming up this late spring, early summerish. We'll be able to talk about that a little more in the future, we hope. But working with one of them right now, close personal friend, awesome guy. It's such a quality ran operation, and we love it, and we're going to be there every year. So you have to be watching out for us. I mean, we're not doing reviews on Dent Schoolhouse anymore because we've done like damn near 3 of them now. And I don't know what else we could possibly say about them at this point. We've done every tour they offer. And yeah, I think that's just like, that's where we're at. So Dent is even more special now because now it's kind of, for us at least, transitioned into this one haunt that we can go back to just to have fun, which we usually don't. I mean, we always have fun, but there's also the aspect of, this is also what we do to tell people about these places. Yeah. So there's always that work element involved with it, and Dent isn't that anymore. Dent's kind of became a little bit of a family for us because we can go up there, we can relax, we can have fun, and just enjoy the experience, enjoy the people we know up there.
Be a yearly tradition
as
much as possible.
Yeah, as long as we're in the area, Dent Schoolhouse will happen every single year that we are alive as well.
And tell you guys how fun it is. We're not going to review them anymore.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about how cool it is. We ain't doing the reviews for Dent Schoolhouse anymore. They're well beyond that shit. So we absolutely love them. But regretfully, Daniel, it is that time of the evening. All right, we have came to the end. And as we do with every Talking Scared guest now, before I turn the floor over to you, you do have to be knighted, my friend. And I'm so glad you came back to be knighted. Now, Geister, I know, it's a little shocking for everybody when I first bring out the toilet brush, but we asked Geister about the paranormal inside of Dent Schoolhouse, and he got scared of a haunted toilet brush, and then that kind of became a little bit of a thing, the haunted toilet brush, and Dent Schoolhouse thought it would be kind enough to get us a haunted toilet brush, and we then decided that there's some people out in the haunt community that aren't in it for the right reasons, daggone it. And there's some people out there that like to, I don't know, give the haunt community a bad name for no reason. And we're here to clean that crap up. And that's what we use this toilet brush for. We clean the crap, just a little bit, that some people try to infiltrate in the haunt industry. And we have been knighting everybody a knight of the cleaners of shit for every single episode. But you have to accept this knighthood. I can't force it upon you. So, Damien, would you like to be knighted and join our ranks?
It will be my honor.
I love it. So, Daniel, you, sir, are now officially a knight of the cleaner of shit. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Welcome, kind sir. And now, it is my honor to turn the show over to you for any shameless plugs, any shout-outs, whatever you want.
Well,
It's all yours.
I'll start with my own Facebook, Spirit of Damien Reaper. I'll go to Dungeon of Delhi Legacy on Facebook. Go to Mall Monsters and go check them out. And of course, the Dent Schoolhouse. I will give a plug even though if they don't need it.
Yeah.
You know, and thank you. You know, I also say, if you want to see what I'm into, go check out, I'm a big video game guy. Go check out my friends at Girls Play. I watch a whole group of girls playing video games. I would be remiss if I didn't give them a shout out.
Very cool.
And thank you guys for, letting me talk, to let me talk. And even though my internet decided to rest in damnation, we got it back going again.
Yeah.
And we're back here again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Daniel, man, thank you so much for being a part of this tonight. We look forward to seeing you. We will be at the schoolhouse next year. All right, so we look forward to seeing you up there, man. Look for us. We always announce that we're coming to you all. We always announce for you guys. We don't announce for anyone else, but we announce for you all as much as we can, all right? So thank you so much, man.
Right.
Thank everybody for tuning in and watching. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Throw up a bunch of hearts and likes for Damien. Go like his Facebook page, and have a good evening. Bye.